What if you woke up one day to find the world you knew had changed forever? This was the reality for millions on September 11, 2001. In the years leading up to this fateful day, the geopolitical landscape was shifting subtly yet significantly. The world was in the throes of globalization, and technology was advancing at an unprecedented pace. Yet, amidst this progress, an undercurrent of discord was brewing. In the heart of this discord was Al-Qaeda, an extremist group that had taken root in the late 1980s. Led by Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda was driven by a radical interpretation of Islam and a deep-seated resentment towards the West, particularly the United States. Their objective was clear and chilling: to wage a holy war against the West and establish an Islamic caliphate. As Al-Qaeda grew in strength and influence, they orchestrated a number of high-profile attacks. Yet, one of their earliest attempts to strike at the heart of the United States came in 1993. Their target? The World Trade Center in New York City, a symbol of America's financial might. In a chilling precursor to the events of September 11th, a truck bomb was detonated in the underground garage of the North Tower. 6 people lost their lives and over 1,000 were injured. The towers, however, remained standing. The attack was a stark warning, a harbinger of the horror that was to come. Yet despite this early assault, the full extent of Al-Qaeda's hatred and their capacity for destruction remained largely underestimated. The world continued to spin on its axis, oblivious to the gathering storm. As the new millennium dawned, little did the world know that a storm was brewing, one that would alter the course of history. September 11th, 2001 started as any other day, but soon turned into a day that would be remembered in infamy. As the sun rose, 4 commercial airliners took off, filled with unsuspecting passengers. Little did they know, these flights were destined for sheer horror. American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175, both departing from Boston, were the first to be hijacked. The terrorists, armed with box cutters and knives, took control of the aircrafts and rerouted them towards the heart of New York City. At 8:46 a.m., Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, followed by Flight 175, which struck the South Tower at 9:03 a.m. The world watched in disbelief as the Twin Towers, those iconic symbols of American prosperity, were engulfed in flames. Meanwhile, American Airlines Flight 77, having departed from Washington, D.C., was also hijacked and steered towards the Pentagon, the nerve center of the United States military. At 9:37 a.m., it crashed into the western side of the building, causing a section of it to collapse. The 4th plane, United Airlines Flight 93, took off from Newark, New Jersey. A group of courageous passengers, having learned about the other attacks, attempted to regain control of the aircraft from the hijackers. In the ensuing struggle, the plane crashed into a field in Pennsylvania at 10:03 a.m., its intended target never reached. The horror and shock escalated as less than 2 hours after the attacks began, the South Tower collapsed, followed shortly by the North Tower. The once gleaming symbols of the New York skyline were reduced to a pile of smoking debris and dust, claiming the lives of nearly 3,000 people. In less than 2 hours, the landscape of New York City and the psyche of a nation were irrevocably changed. In the wake of the devastation, a nation and a world stood in shock. But amidst the rubble and the ruin, the spirit of humanity emerged stronger than ever before. There was no room for hesitation. Rescue efforts began immediately, with brave firefighters, police officers, and paramedics rushing into the danger zone, risking their own lives to save others. They worked tirelessly, digging through the wreckage in hopes of finding survivors, a testament to their unwavering courage and dedication. Simultaneously, in an unprecedented move, the Federal Aviation Administration grounded all flights, bringing the nation's bustling airspace to an eerie standstill. An immediate national emergency was declared, mobilizing resources on an enormous scale and setting the stage for a response that would test the mettle of a nation. But the reaction wasn't confined to the boundaries of the United States. The shockwaves of the attack reverberated across the globe, and the world responded with an outpouring of support for the United States. From candlelight vigils in the streets of Paris to the ringing of bells in Berlin, from the laying of wreaths in Moscow to the observance of moments of silence in Tokyo, the global community came together in an extraordinary display of solidarity. This was not just America's tragedy, but a moment that touched every corner of the world. It was a time that saw the best of humanity come forth in the face of the worst. People from all walks of life, from every nation, stood shoulder to shoulder, offering their support, their condolences, and their strength. In the face of unimaginable tragedy, unity and resilience shone through the ashes. The immediate aftermath of the attacks on the Twin Towers was a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times, and a powerful reminder that even in our most challenging moments, we are never alone. The ripple effects of 9/11 were felt far beyond the immediate aftermath. In the wake of the devastating attacks, the world was forever changed, and a new era was ushered in. The United States government responded swiftly, launching what was to become known as the War on Terror. This global military, political, and ideological campaign aimed to dismantle terrorist organizations, with a particular focus on Al-Qaeda, the group responsible for the 9/11 attacks. This response led to the invasions of Afghanistan in late 2001 and Iraq in early 2003, marking the start of long, costly conflicts that had far-reaching consequences. Back on home soil, the attacks spurred a significant reorganization of the United States government with the creation of the Department of Homeland Security in 2002. This new department took on the monumental task of preventing future terrorist attacks and managing disaster response, consolidating 22 federal agencies under its umbrella. But as the country grappled with a new reality, the balance between national security and personal liberties became a point of contention. The Patriot Act, passed shortly after the attacks, expanded the surveillance capabilities of law enforcement agencies. The act was intended to bolster national security, but it sparked controversy, with critics arguing that it infringed on civil liberties and privacy rights. In the broader picture, the events of 9/11 had a profound impact on global politics. Nations around the world strengthened their counterterrorism efforts, reshaping international relations and alliances. The attacks also sparked a renewed focus on the Middle East, influencing foreign policies and contributing to a shift in global power dynamics. The events of 9/11 left an indelible mark on the world, reshaping global politics and redefining national security. The long-term implications of that tragic day continue to be felt, serving as a stark reminder of the profound impact that single events can have on the course of history. Nearly a quarter of a century later, the echoes of 9/11 still reverberate. This fateful day has etched itself deeply into the heart of our nation, and its memory is preserved not only in our minds, but also in the numerous memorials and remembrance ceremonies held annually. These ceremonies serve a dual purpose. They are a testament to the lives lost and a celebration of the indomitable human spirit that shone brightly in the face of unimaginable adversity. They are poignant reminders of the day our world changed forever, and the resilience we found within ourselves to rise from the ashes. In the heart of where the Twin Towers once stood, the 9/11 Memorial and Museum now resides. This sacred ground is a powerful tribute to the nearly 3,000 lives lost, echoing their names in the silence of the reflecting pools. Every year on September 11th, the roll call of the fallen is read aloud, their names resonating through the hushed crowd, a solemn reminder of our collective grief and our shared strength. Yet, the echoes of that tragic day extend beyond the physical memorials. They are heard in the ongoing struggles of the survivors and first responders, many of whom grapple with lingering health and mental issues from the toxins they were exposed to. Their battles are a stark reminder of the long-lasting impact of the event, the ripples of which are still felt today. In spite of these challenges, the enduring spirit of resilience prevails. We've learned invaluable lessons about preparedness, response, and the power of unity. We've reinforced our commitment to protecting our nation and its people, and we've seen firsthand the strength that comes from standing together in the face of adversity. As we remember 9/11, we honor the memory of those lost, celebrate the heroes, and reaffirm our commitment to a world defined not by fear, but by hope and unity. We remember, we reflect, and we resolve to move forward, carrying these lessons with us into the future, so that we may build a world that is safer, stronger, and more united than ever before.